probably know if you've been watching this channel for more than a couple days, email outreach is still the strongest lead gen channel at Experiment 27. Recently, we've been working with a lot more agencies that are just spinning up this process. And today I want to walk you through one of the simplest, most bare bones documents we've used for tracking progress to make sure that your team is sending emails or you personally are sending emails the right way and to track your meetings. So let's jump over to the computer and we'll get this going. So here's the template, and the idea is to track how many emails are being sent. This is similar to a template that we showed you a few months ago in another video, but this one's a lot more bare bones, something that hopefully is easier to pick up for you. Up here we've got the weeks listed. So this is the Sunday, and then this is just 7 days later. So every Sunday here. The emails that you're sending with just a number. So let's say you sent 35 emails this week. The cold calls you're making, so 15 cold calls. And then the number of meetings that you're booking. Very simple text-based tracking here. And it's really important that you don't lie on these numbers. We had to implement a verification process internally, meaning our customer success guy, Lael, will literally log into our sales guys' emails and check that they're sending the exact amount that they say they are. Because even our most honest sales guys do end up lying on this document eventually. But that's the basic tracking. Every single week you'll put in what you're doing, 2,000 emails, that's a lot of emails, 10 emails the next week. No consistency here, and then the number of calls made, and then we have the goals down here at the bottom. These are baseline goals that I like to recommend for people that are new to sending cold emails. So for the first trial, I always recommend starting with 200. If you're doing a partnership and a cold email outreach strategy, you can just split that in half. So 100 to potential agency partners and 100 to enterprise clients that you're trying to work with. 50 cold calls made. And I know cold calling at first is scary and it's tough to do, it's tough to get yourself on the phone. So you could even lower it to 10, that way you could knock it out in an hour. But 50 calls is about 10 a day. It's about an hour of cold calling every single day, which you can knock out first thing in the morning, you can knock out in the afternoon, but I think it's a small enough chunk that most sales guys can do it. And then for meetings booked each week, the target is 8. And the reason why the target is 8 is that assumes a 4% meeting book rate. So if we go by the checklist that we talked about before for how to optimize your cold emails, if you're going for an 80 or 90% open rate and a 20 to 30% response rate, all you need are 25% of the people that responded to be interested in a meeting for you to book 8 meetings. And yet your numbers and your mileage may vary. Every single company is different when it comes to cold email success. You might find that you can get the 8 meetings with 100 cold emails. In that case, bump up your meetings goal to 16. You might find that you need 400 cold emails, or you need to increase your cold calling. Some people are better on the phone than they are in email, and I wouldn't want a guy or girl that's a rock star on the phone just to be forced into their computer because they heard it on a YouTube video that's the right thing to do. If phone is what your salespeople are best at, they could do 100 cold calls a day and send 10 emails, right? The goal is just to find a balance that'll work, because the only real thing that matters is that meeting goal. So that's the first slide, the level of effort, and then the second part of this is the CRM. So from the CRM, we like to track where people are in the sales process and how meetings are qualified. And we just use a simple color coding system here. So what I like to do is actually have the sales guys write out the name of the companies. Again, that stops them from lying too much. And then based on each one of these meetings, we've got color coding over here, so you can easily mark whether the people are qualified or not qualified. And we've got 2 levels of qualification. Some would call this an SQL and MQL system, so sales qualified lead, marketing qualified lead system. I try to avoid those kind of acronyms, so green or yellow, right? Project in the next 1 to 6 months, you mark it green, or if they've got a project in the next 6 to 12 months, you mark them yellow. If it's completely not qualified, it's red, and if you're getting almost all reds, then you need to rewrite something about your cold emails. Or if it's blue, that means a no-show, and that means the sales guy has to go back and rebook the meeting. Go down to the description, you can get a link to this one. If you found this valuable, be sure to like it to encourage this type of content on YouTube. Subscribe for more B2B sales training. And if you need marketing support for your digital agency, check out experiment27.com. Thanks.